They can
Um,
be. I don't know. I haven't had any asshole managers, but I've had ineffective
and
managers.
effective, yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually like people say like celebrities are pain in the neck, but some like because for when I was booking shows in New York producing, and I had to deal with manager, and it
Mhm.
was very complicated. And then like, and
Mm.
I was like, let me try go straight to the comic,
Oh yeah.
and I go straight to the comic, and it's super
Oh,
easy.
I know.
He's like, yeah, I'm available that day. Oh no, I'm not available. I'm available that day.
Yep.
But with agent or
I
manager, it's
know.
like
It's
call my
true.
assistant. I'm like, you're an agent. How many
Yeah.
assistants do you like?
Yeah.
How many do you need?
I
Like,
know. Yeah, that's so true.
it's
It can complicate things for sure.
yeah,
And comics just want to work, right? And managers just want to like complicate it.
complicated. Yeah, make
Yeah.
it things like a big deal. And
Yeah.
a good comic, a real comic, they want stage time, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's club or bar. Like you just want to get as much
Yeah.
stage time as possible.
It's true.
Very true. Yeah. Are we running? So okay, we got some insights from the industry.
Oh
We
yeah.
were venting. Now no manager's gonna sign us ever. This me.
We
Well,
just canceled ourselves
we
before
just
even getting
cancel. Yeah.
started. Yeah.
No, we don't need managers. At least now.
I mean, we do. If there's
We
a good one out there, call me.
yeah.
But
Kind ones, the one who's willing to work.
one that wants to sell my special for me, let's
Yeah.
talk.
And sign a
Mhm.
deal for another 3 specials coming up,
That's
right?
right.
Yeah. What is it?
That's
Dave
right.
Chappelle did it, right? He has like a contract for
Yeah.
4 specials.
Yeah. Was it 4? Yeah, it was a lot.
It's a lot. That's what, yeah. If you can get something like that,
Yeah.
yes, we are available and
I don't need
offer.
a $30 million deal. Just
Really.
a $1 million
Just a
would
1
be
million.
fine.
But is it true that female comics get less money for their specials than male
I
comics?
think females get less money in general
In
in life.
life, yeah.
76 cents on the
But
dollar, pretty much in any industry.
any, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I was with a comic friend yesterday. We were at coffee and we were talking about a gig and he's like, "Oh, you did that gig?" Yeah, I was like, he's like, "What do they pay you?" And I told him and he's like, "Oh, yeah, me too." And then he was like, "Oh, wait, you did 3 shows? Oh, ours was only 2." And I was like, "Oh, and you got paid more than me for 2 shows than I did for 3 and then I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." He's like, "Yeah, it's
Oh,
cuz you're a woman." And I was like, "Ah,
that's
that
his
was good to find out next time I go back to that club."
club. This is what clubs don't understand, and I feel like it's so. Not some I do, but comics we talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the comedy scene is small,
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter if you're comic in New York or in LA or Texas. We all know each other. We talk and we discuss how they treated us,
Yeah.
if they were nice to us, how much they paid us. So yeah,
Or if they don't tell you how much they paid you, that means they got a good deal. And they
it's a
don't
kind
want
of
to
good deal.
that they were like, "Don't tell anybody, but we'll do this for you." And then
Mm.
you've got to keep your mouth shut. But then as soon as somebody keeps their mouth shut, we're like, "You got paid a lot."
Yeah,
All
you're hiding
right.
something. I know, and it's not fair because women, in general, but we also like as a comic, as a performer, like we need to get our nails done, our hair done, our makeup done,
Yeah. We
right?
give a shit about our clothes,
Because
about
yeah,
everything. Yeah, it
yeah,
costs us more
more
money.
money to just to be there.
It's so true. The number of guys just throw on a hat and their shitty stained sweatpants and get on stage, and
Yeah,
you're like, a minute.
yeah, no effort.
I know.
No,
Maybe we're doing it wrong. Maybe
we're doing
that's
it.
what we should do.
Do yeah, just show up in a sweatpants.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, "How much you're paying me?" And that's what I'm wearing.
Yeah,
That's how I'm
that's what's
gonna decide.
no
Yeah.
effort. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Anya, who's our guest today?
Oh
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. Ah! You see, we got so excited. Okay, our guest, a good friend of mine, hilarious comedian, female comedian, Renee Percy.
Yeah. Thank
Ta-da!
you. I'm
She's
glad
also
you
an actress.
clarified that I'm a female
Female
comedian, in
comedian.
case they couldn't tell.
What is your pronounce?
What are my
Sh-
pronouns are "thee" and "they."
They,
I don't know.
I'm so confused. I respect wherever people want to be, but yesterday I haven't took any acting classes in forever. I was an acting coach, and
Mhm.
he introduced himself. Hey, my name is Sam. My pronouns they them, and I'm like, and then somebody he disappeared during the class, and somebody asked him, "Where is Sam?" I'm like, and I wanted to say he's in a bathroom,
Yeah.
but what are supposed to say? They in a bathroom?
They are in the bathroom.
But this is
They.
weird.
I know, because then it sounds like there's a lot of them in the
And yeah,
bathroom.
and what is
How
he
many
doing
Sams are in the
in the
bathroom?
bathroom, and what are they doing during the class?
Yeah, I
It's just
know.
I
He
couldn't.
multiplied. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
couldn't comprehend it, and I started giggling, like like look like a
Yeah,
weird person. And I got ashamed. I was blushing. I'm like,
yeah.
what do I say?
That happens to me too when I introduce people like on stage. Sometimes when they're like, "And my pronouns are," and I'm like, "Okay, give it up for them." I don't know. It's like
Oh
is
gosh, you had to do it. Oh,
oh yeah, and I got so nervous. I was like, "Don't fuck this up. Don't fuck this up."
yeah,
And I was like, "Put your hands together for that, or give it up for that." I don't know. They're coming here.
they. That's
It just whatever. It's like a minor change that we have to get used to,
get
but
used to it. Yeah, I think it's gonna take time.
we're just it's so ingrained. It's like saying guys on stage. I say, "Hey, guys," all the time.
Me
I
too.
call everybody
Yeah.
guys,
Mhm.
everybody, and I don't mean it as a gender thing. It's
Mhm.
just over a certain age, it should be grandfathered in,
Yeah.
like it's impossible for me to, it's not impossible. It's hard for me to change. Hey, guys.
I will say, "Hey guys, what's up?" Right?
Yeah.
It just feels
Doesn't matter if it's
natural.
all women. I'll be like, "What's up, guys?"
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we have to change it. Yeah.
I know it's like a gender neutral thing to
Yeah,
me,
but they
but
it's gonna take for me a while to use it. I
yeah.
don't judge, I don't mind. It just like it just feels strange and weird, and it's like they it's multiple,
Yeah.
right? Like you
Mhm.
in my head, it's like few people.
Yes.
Or maybe we should come up with another pronounce instead of they.
Yeah,
Like
maybe that's it.
it should be.
Wasn't did they do Z for a while? They did Z, like
I would feel
ZE?
more comfortable with the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe
It's just
him,
easier. At
her,
least you know
Z.
Z. It means it's one
Yeah.
person, but it's
Right.
identified as he and she. Right?
But I
It's
don't hear that anymore. It was Z for a while. I don't know.
yeah. It
I
should
can't
be. Yeah.
keep
It
up.
was. Yeah. Yesterday I was embarrassed. I'm like, oh, what did I do? Well, Renee is also an actress,
Yeah.
successful actress. So you started as an actor.
I started as an actor when I was 12. I've been
What?
acting since I was 12. I was on a little TV show called Degrassi
Mhm.
High back in Canada, and I say I was on that show.
Mm.
I mean, I was for 2 years, but basically, I kinda got myself written off the show,
How?
um, very early on. So I walked the halls for 2 years, but it was a great experience. It was a great learning experience, and I think that could be why I got into comedy.
Mm.
Because at the beginning, when I got on that show, I was the youngest person on the show by a few years. And at that age, when you're 12 and 13 and everyone's 16 to
Mhm.
18, you're trying to be cool and
Yeah.
fit in. And and they there was a bunch of them.
Yeah. Many, many, many they.
Yeah. They identified as more than one person. And they dressed me like, how important clothes were when you're
Of
early
course.
teens and
Yeah.
preteen. And I don't know, they put me in this like men's fedora hat and these ugly, I was a little like B girl back then. My pants had to be huge. I liked,
Yeah.
like I would cut the seams and add extra material. Like
Uh,
I was like little B girl. And they wanted me in this men's fedora and glasses. And glasses, when you're a kid and you don't wear glasses,
yeah.
I was like, glasses are for nerds. I'm not a nerd. I
No.
can't wear glasses.
Mhm.
Oh my God. And so I was so embarrassed to have to wear this outfit every day that I would always forget my glasses on set, like in the
Yeah.
holding. And they'd
Holy.
always have to get a runner. Can we
Uh,
get a runner to get runner for Renee's glasses? And sometimes I forgot them on purpose because I was like, maybe they won't notice and I'll just do
notice
the
it. Yes.
scene and they
Yeah.
won't care. But that's how I learned about continuity. And you can't just suddenly not have glasses one
Glasses.
day. So, and I would lose them because the second they'd call cut, I'd take them off always. And because I didn't want any of the boys to see me wearing glasses. I
Mm.
don't know what I was thinking. So one day I was on my third pair of glasses because I'd lost the first two.
Mhm.
And they just gave me a new pair of glasses and they were way too big on my face. So
Oh.
now I look even geekier because they just like won't stay on. So I'm like this person the
Oh.
whole time, like raising my glasses. And I was walking and I looked down and they fell and I stepped on them and cracked them. And I swear
That
to
was not
this
a
day,
person.
I didn't mean to. I was
Yeah.
just walking
Mm.
and crack. And then I look up and I just saw their faces and they all went, okay, you don't have to wear the glasses anymore. And I was like, I win. And I was so excited. They're like, you can wear whatever you want. I was like, I can. This is the best day
Yeah.
ever. But, in my kid brain, I thought I had won. And
Yeah.
then as I look back, I was like, oh, and that's how I got written off the show.
That's how it got canceled.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so sad.
But I learned that lesson. And then because of that, now doing comedy, I don't care how I look. Like I will look as bad as possible if it means I get a laugh. I'll do the stupidest. I'll wear the dumbest. I don't know, do the
You
weirdest.
always look pretty. I've
Yeah.
never like you're the most actually best dressed female comic against a
Well,
female. But there's some guys that dress like Matt Reeves. He always looks good, right? He's like,
he'd look good
like,
anyway, but
yeah,
yeah.
even naked.
Yeah, especially. Anyway,
Yeah.
don't cancel us. We're too old to make those jokes about him. But anyway, well, that's because I wear I wear a lot of onesies because I'm like I don't know how to put an outfit together, and then I'm like zip,
And I
done.
love that about it. It became like a
It's great.
special, It's like
Yeah.
Renee is always like and it's the most elegant jumpsuit. I'm like, I need to go shopping with you. Like, where do you find those jumpsuits?
I get jumpsuits or I'm all in Adidas. That's it.
Wow.
I should be sponsored by Adidas.
Adidas, please. Adidas.
Which camera do I look at?
Yeah,
I want to be
that's one of
sponsored
those.
by Adidas. I wear
I
so much on stage.
I think they pay well. They should pay well. It's a big brand, right?
I know, but
No.
they don't. You have to be a sports person. I was like, I'm very,
You are athletic and
very
thin and
athletic in
I
my
do yoga.
stand up.
Do you work out?
I do,
You
yeah,
do. What do you
yeah.
do?
I work out in my garage. It's nothing
Cool.
fancy. Like during COVID, we converted the garage into
Nice.
we say it's a gym. It's whatever. It's some equipment in the garage.
Garage?
It's not fancy, but that's all I need and I it makes me way more regular doing it than if I had to like get
Yeah,
dressed, drive to the
drive.
gym,
Yeah.
put
That's why I
on
canceled my
makeup.
membership. I'm like, I don't put, like, oh my gosh, you put makeup for to
No,
go
I
to the gym.
don't, but I just mean if I have to leave the house,
I'm
you know
like,
what
you're
I
one of
mean?
those ladies? You don't seem like that.
But that's what I feel like gyms in LA are. It's like a fashion show. And I'm like,
It's
I need to just roll out of bed in my pajamas, throw on a sports bra, and just like start doing it before I can even
That's why I
think.
canceled. I used to like the whole winter. I'm like, okay, I haven't traveled the winter on purpose for 3 months. I'm like, I want to be in LA, and I
Hmm.
joined the gym, the
Hmm.
fancy one, Equinox. And anytime I walk in there, the girls has like a
Oh, I
model
can't.
parade
I can't
with
do it.
full blown makeup,
Yeah.
full blown makeup, not
No,
just
they're
with.
looking for husbands. Like that's different. That's different. I know, well, I
I
know.
was shocked. I'm like, girl, you're gonna sweat.
Yeah.
All this makeup is gonna go inside your pores. This
Ugh.
is toxins. You're gonna
That's
like,
so gross.
it's gross.
I know.
And I'm like, okay, whatever. And most of the men are gay men. I'm like, girls,
Yeah,
come on.
that's
Like, if
so
you're looking for
true.
a husband, this
Yeah,
is the wrong
that's true.
place.
Yeah. Barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah. And yeah, no, it's too much. So I'm with you.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to yoga studio. It's mostly gay. I don't care how I look.
Even better.
Yeah, I
Yeah, see,
just
I would
love.
work out but even gay men, I'm like, I feel like I should look good.
Yeah, they're still men, right?
Yeah, and they're the ones that are gonna notice more than a straight man,
True.
your outfit, so and then I'm like, "Oh gosh, I better look good."
Yeah, if a gay man gives you a compliment, it's a legitimately good compliment. Like he
It
means
is.
it.
They
Well,
mean
yeah,
it,
at the
or
end.
they will say, "You look like shit,
Chat,
girl," and
yeah.
they mean it too,
Yeah.
like, they will tell you,
They will
so
tell, yeah.
no, I just need to work out in my shitty sweatpants in my garage.
Garage.
Yeah, and
That's
hide.
I appreciate it. I love it. I have a little like equipment corner, not a garage, a
Mhm.
corner.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's enough. Like at
Yeah.
least, yeah. I thought, okay, it's already there. Like, why don't you use it? It's
Yeah,
easy.
yeah.
So when did you move from Canada to the States and why?
Oh, for the dream of fame and fortune. I
Hmm.
am still waiting on that part, on both of those. When did I moved? I think it was almost 12 years ago now. Yeah, I
That's
hate saying that because then I'm like, why am I not famous yet? It's
yeah,
been a long
long
time.
time.
But yes, it's been over a decade. I got my green card in Canada or got my green card for the US. I
How
came
can I
from
ask you
Canada.
how?
I had a good career in Canada
Canada.
that
Oh,
I
you did
gave
like
up.
extraordinary, right?
Yeah,
Extraordinary
alien of
abilities.
extraordinary
That's what I did.
ability.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
which
cool.
is such a backhanded compliment. You're an alien of extraordinary
Extraordinary.
ability.
And what are your abilities are, and
Yeah,
how does it prove? Like, I know it's weird, but I felt good when I got it. But then I'm like, I
yes,
feel bad even saying it out loud
I
because it
know.
sounds weird.
It does
It's
sound
it's
weird.
weird.
I'm
Yeah.
like, what's the alien part? Why can't you
Yeah.
just be like superstar?
Super sorry.
Yeah, I would take that. But yeah, in Canada, I was writing and acting and doing stand up and wrote for a lot of TV shows there and was on a bunch of TV shows there. And
Nice.
so I was able to prove that,
You're legitimate. You're good
yeah.
at what you do.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
I left like a very great career and came
Mm-hmm.
here and started all over again
From
and was like,
scratch.
"What am I doing?" But yeah, so that's why I came.
What was the main difference between, because you already made it in the entertainment industry in Canada, right?
Hmm.
What was the main difference when you moved to LA and you're like, oh, this is different from Canada? Have you
There's a
had this?
lot of differences, but the opportunity here, it is like the gold rush, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Wild West, and the chances of things happening here. When they happen here, they happen way bigger. Like if I
Yeah.
had the career I had in Canada here, I would be famous and multimillionaire and have a great career. But
Mm-hmm.
in Canada, I was very middle class. Nobody cares. You're just like, oh yeah, I saw you on that thing. And then
Mm-hmm.
the next day you could be waiting tables. And most of the time I was. So
Yeah.
there's not really a star system at all in Canada. And I don't know. I feel like that's the difference here. Here it's like playing the lottery every day. Like your life could change.
Mm-hmm.
And in Canada, I feel like you might have a better month or a better year, but your life's not going to change. It's going to be the
Interesting.
same. But here it's no, it's a whole different star system and things in America, if you get big in America, you're not just big in America. You're
You big
big in
everywhere.
everywhere, right?
Yeah.
In Canada, even coming from Canada with my credits to America, we're on the same continent, and people are
Yeah.
like, we don't care. Like none of my credits transferred over. Nobody
Yeah.
cared. It was like, all right. So what
You
have you
had
done
to
here? And you're like, nothing
nothing,
yet.
but I know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've done it for
Good.
since I was 12, but they're like, yeah, you got to start again. I was
Mm.
on Degrassi High for the last
Mm-hmm.
2 years. Then the show went on hiatus for a decade, and then it came back with the new generation with Drake and all that.
Remake. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I started stand up
Mm-hmm.
actually. was because in between seasons, they would do these acting workshops where they'd work with us. And a lot of us, had never acted before, or
Mhm.
had any training at that time because we were kids.
Mhm.
And they would do this talent show at the end of it, um, where you could do anything you wanted in front of the entire cast and crew.
Nice.
And so that the writers had an idea of talents that people might have and
Mhm.
might give them ideas of how to write for your character
Yeah.
and things like that. So I think the story is that at one of his workshops he rapped or something, or and then they started putting it in the
I have
show, and then
chills. That means
that's
the
how he
truth
got to
has
do
been
it.
spoken.
Yeah. So in my workshop, the one year I was 12 going on 13, I think. And maybe I was, yeah, I was 13 maybe. Doesn't matter. Um for mine, for some reason, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do stand-up comedy." And they're like, "Okay, great." So I signed up for stand-up comedy, which I had never done in my life, but somehow I was like, "Oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna do." And all the other girls were doing like gymnastics or lip
Nice
syncs or
idea.
whatever, and I was like trying to write dick jokes at 12. And I
I love
remember
you,
it was
Renee.
yeah, I did love comedy as a kid though. I listened to it all the
Mhm.
time, but I'd never done it or ever even said I was going to do it. But for
Mhm.
some reason, they're like, "What's your talent?" I was like, "Stand up." And I remember it was the night before, it's midnight. I'm at the kitchen table with my dad crying. It's midnight. I still haven't written my set. My dad's trying to help me. I'm like, "What am I going to do? And make fun of, make an ass of myself in front of the entire cast and crew." And my dad helped me. We wrote this set. And I remember the next day being backstage. It wasn't really a stage. And there was a door. And I remember contemplating if I could break my arm in the door. I was like, I wonder if I could break it. Because if I could, I bet they would make me, like, they wouldn't make me go on. I still remember that moment being like, could I break it if I slammed it on it? And then I'm
Oh,
like, I could just bruise it. That's not going to work. And
the worst
y-
part. I'm like,
I was
right.
petrified. But I did it and I had a great set and it was super fun. And then I didn't do it again for 10 years. But it was like, check, whew, ding.
I've done it.
And then I didn't do it again for another decade. But that was the first time I ever did stand up comedy. And I got the bug that first time.
The first time you got the feeling. But what
Yeah.
made you do it in the next 10 years? Like you came back to it 10 years later.
Yeah, I got dared to do it by a friend.
Mhm.
I was an actor at that point, and there was like a theater that did this variety sign up thing,
Mhm.
and we went to one and we're like, "Oh, that was cool." And then there was one coming up next month and she's like, "I dare you to do stand up." And I was like, "I dare you to do your one woman show." And so we both signed up. But I looked at the date and I was like, "I'm going to be on tour then," because I was doing a children's
Mhm.
theater show and I was like, "I'm not even going to be here. I just screwed her. Ha ha ha. She's going to have to do it." So I forgot about it because I
Mhm.
was like, "I'm not going to be in town."
Mhm.
And the night before, I forgot my tour got postponed a week. And the night before, I get a call and they're like, "Hey, Renee, just confirming you're doing 10 minutes of stand up tomorrow night at the
10
Factory
minutes.
Theater at 10 minutes."
It's
And I was like,
what?
"What?" And so again, I think I work well under pressure. I had the panic. I cried. I freaked out. I was like, "What do I
Mhm.
do?" I went to my friend's house on our way there. I was like, they also called and said, "By the way, we don't have a microphone. It's not working. Is that okay?"
Oh,
And I was like,
shit.
"I don't even have a microphone. What am I going to do?" Crying again. Um, Her sister had kids and they had this little megaphone, like a little kid's megaphone that you would like go like this and it would change your voice. And I was bitching to her and I was like, "They don't even have a fucking microphone. What am I going to do? I'm just going to," and I grabbed her megaphone. I was like, "I'm going to fucking use this." And she started laughing. And I was like, and so I stole her sister's
It's a
kid's
mic
toy. And
toy.
I was like, "I'm going to bring this with me." And I did. And I used it for the first 2 years of my stand up. I think it is in the very first special I ever did. I have the megaphone. I never gave this kid their
It's a
toy
prop.
back.
It's a
Yeah.
prop. It's a
I was
prop.
a prop comic at the beginning, just
Yeah.
with this one prop.
Yeah.
And then one night, one of the MCs stole it from me right before I was going on stage.
What?
And they're like, "It's a crutch. Get out there." Like they were trying to do me a favor, but I was like, "Fuck you." And then I did stop using it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was
Mhm.
in my first
Where's your
special.
special? Where can you watch the special?
Well, that one, that's 20 years ago. It was I shouldn't say how long ago. I
Yeah,
mean,
don't say it. Don't say
it
it.
was
Let's
like a few years ago,
yeah, we're
whatever,
gonna
no big
cut it.
deal. We'll edit that
Yeah.
out. But it was on a it was called a Comedy Now special.
Mhm.
They were in Canada. Nobody
Nice.
saw it.
No, it's still special,
And
you know?
it was like for women. Sorry, that's gonna be making noise probably. It was called Women of the Night, which just makes us sound like hookers.
Yeah.
And it was for women, each doing 15.
15, which
Yeah.
is cool. It's still special. You should
Yeah.
own it, own
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah,
credit,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like, yeah,
Right.
you
Sorry. I mean, it was my own
my own
special.
special in Canada. You should
Yeah.
watch it. You should find it. But when you now look at your like comedy you've done back then,
Yeah.
how does it make you feel?
I still think there's a joke, and I swear to God, I brought it up yesterday. I was doing a writing session with a
Mhm.
friend, and I had something on the same subject, and then I was like, I used to have this old joke, and I like pulled it out, and I was like, I still think it's not a bad joke.
Sure.
Like, I
Yeah.
still think it's
It
pretty
still
good.
works. Yeah.
I've evolved obviously a
Hmm.
lot and grown in a lot in the 20 years that I started, but um yeah, it wasn't when I started everything was very observational. It was like,
Mm-hmm.
what's funny? What's funny over there? Is that funny? What's funny? Well, you know what's funny about lights? Like you're just like
Mm-hmm.
trying to search for things. And then I think as you evolve or as comedy has evolved, now we talk more about what's going on with
So
us.
yeah.
And we're enough
Mm-hmm.
instead of trying to like find I mean, there are still some people that do observational
Mm-hmm.
comedy, but like, it's already been mastered, really.
Yeah.
Like Seinfeld did it. It's done. Nobody's gonna be better. I don't
But
know.
you know my favorite bit of yours? Well, I love all of your comedy, but one bit that made me laugh so hard is about penguins because I love animals and I'm such a
That's
nerd
so
for animals.
new. Yes, that's my new bit.
Because I have bits about octopus and
Yeah.
dolphins, and I'm
Yeah.
just obsessed with animals. When I read the
Yeah.
fact, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so funny.
Oh, thanks for saying
And
that.
when I saw your bit about penguins, I'm like, oh my gosh, I love Renee so much. And I'm like,
Oh,
you
that's
look like
brand
just like
new.
you
That's
look
my
like
newest bit.
my mother-in-law, right? It's like, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that was so like the punchline is so funny. I'm
Oh,
like,
good. Now you gotta watch it. It's on my
yeah,
Instagram.
yes. Watch it
uh
on Instagram. I saw it on Instagram. I don't know where else you can
Yeah,
watch
it's
it.
on
Yeah,
Instagram. Yeah, it's only on Instagram.
yeah,
Renee Percy, comedian.
yeah.
It's funny. I walked into a bar the other night, and this guy was like, "I love your penguin bit." I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, amazing!
Because I think it's so memorable, right? Because
That's so cool."
because we all like people love animals. Most of the
Yeah,
people, I hope, they like animals,
yeah,
right? And
yeah,
penguins are so funny. They're
yeah.
funny, right? And they look the same, and it's so on point. I'm like, why nobody else ever came up with
Oh, I
that?
love
It's
that.
so cool. It's genius. Yeah.
Well, funny thing, because you're like, how does your comedy evolve? That is actually a joke I wrote 20 years ago, and it used to be about swans, and it was pretty much the same joke, but I
Wow.
changed it to penguins.
Penguins.
That was my big rewrite. As I
Okay.
updated it from
What?
swans to penguins, guys.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I've evolved as a comedian. I've
About
used to
yeah.
talk about swans, now it's penguins.
Watch more animal channels.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
Yeah,
what changed. Well, you married, right?
I am. Yeah.
How does you have? I'm just curious how because most of the female comics I know they're either single or they're
Mhm.
lesbians, and so
Right.
it's different. Does your husband support your career?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. No, 100% he supports it. I mean, when he met me, I was already a comedian, so
comedians.
he didn't really have a choice.
He knew what he's getting into.
Yeah, yeah, he knew. But I did quit for a long time, I'll be honest. I just started again 6 years ago. Because you were talking about the differences between
Mm-hmm.
Canada and the US. When I was in Canada, I made a okay living as a
Mm-hmm.
comedian. I was touring, I was doing it. It was fine. But then I moved here, and I everything was different here, and starting all over again is so
It's
hard.
hard. Yeah.
But I had never heard of, oh, you got to line up and get a ticket, and then maybe you'll get to do 2 minutes if they pull your name out of a bucket. And I
Yeah.
was just like, what? I've never even heard of 2 minutes of comedy at the time.
How you
I
can?
didn't know
Yeah.
what I was like, this is bullshit. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I gotta jump through I just finished. I felt like I just finished paying all my dues, and I
Mm-hmm.
was finally somewhere
Mm-hmm.
in my life in Canada, and then to be like, I gotta start all the fuck over
Over
again.
again.
So I didn't do it for 10 years, and then just came back.
What did you do within those 10 years?
I was acting. I was
Acting.
still acting.
No, because
Yeah.
I'm asking because as a creative, like I feel
Oh
like
yeah.
I would die if somebody tell me like I'm taking it away from you. I'm like, okay,
No,
what do I
now
do?
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
I When I first moved here, I got sort of not great management advice,
Mhm.
and my managers were like, "You're an actor, a writer, and a stand-up. You can't start all over again in all three disciplines. Why don't we just get you famous as an actor? Just focus on the acting, get you famous, and then you can do whatever you want." And I was like, "That sounds amazing."
Yeah,
Yeah.
make me famous.
I was like, "Okay, let's do it."
Yeah.
And then that didn't happen, didn't pan out, and then I'm sitting at home being like, I'm an actor, but I haven't acted in 6 months, 8 months. Like I haven't booked anything in a
Mhm.
while. I'm sitting at home waiting for the phone to ring, and I just I just decided I need to take control of my career. When was I most in control of my career? And it was when I was doing stand up and when I was
Yeah.
happiest. I can do it every night of the week, and
Yeah.
mostly do.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody says you're a stand up, yeah, when do you do stand up? Oh, tonight, tomorrow, da da da.
Yeah.
Instead of being like you're an actor, well, when or if you, I was a while
You can
ago.
see me like in that episode somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If you like reruns, you
Mm-hmm.
can catch me on.
Mm-hmm.
So I like I like the control that you can have in stand up. I like being in control of my career. I, I like being able to do it whenever I want to do it and
Yeah.
have that creative outlet and not have to wait. There are definitely gatekeepers for sure
Oh
in
my
stand
gosh.
up,
Yeah.
but it's not the same. Nobody's going to say, sorry, you can't do the show. You're an inch too tall, or we
Mm-hmm.
wanted a redhead, or more blonde, or more
Mm-hmm.
da da da. So I like that nothing else matters but being funny.
Been funny, yeah. And if you're not funny, at least you can work on it,
Yeah,
right? It's
right?
like you just go home, you rewrite your jokes, you
Yep.
do more mics, and you're ready. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always. I agree with you. It's right gatekeepers, but we are kind of a control. Not kind of like we write our
Yeah.
own set. We're not waiting for a script to land on our
No,
lap.
we're the actor, the writer, the
Writer,
director, the lighting, we're the sound, we're everything.
everything.
So if it goes well, it's all you.
Yeah.
If it goes shit, it's all you. But
Take.
it's like that's the risk and reward of it that makes it so addictive.
Yeah. Who's your favorite female comic? Do you have anybody?
I have so many. I love Eleanor Kerrigan. I think
Mm-hmm.
is like just so badass. Kira Sultanovich is
Mm-hmm.
amazing.
Yeah, Kira's great.
Uh, Jessica Curzon.
Oh yeah, I like this.
There's so many right now that yeah, those are a few that come to off the top of my head.
Like I'm well, they're mostly male comics, right?
Hmm.
But do you have like good like female comics like in the industry
Friends,
and friends? Yeah, real
I
friends.
have like two.
Mhm.
I think.
Thank you for being honest.
It's hard
Yeah.
because we're not on a lot of shows together.
Mhm.
They'll be like, "Oh, great, we've checked the vagina box, and now we can fill the like."
Mhm.
It's rare that I'm on shows with other female
It's very
comedians,
rare. Yeah.
so we don't get to hang out. All the
Mm.
guys hang out. All the guys come up together. Da
Mhm.
da da. But it's it's different for women.
Yeah.
We're not pitted against each other, but we are segregated in a way because
Yeah.
they're not going to have more than one or two on a show unless
Yeah.
they're like it's an all-female comedy, it's veg comedy,
Yeah.
it's like the broad appeal or
Mhm.
whatever. Some
It's very true. Yeah. Now when I think about it, it's usually like two females and the rest are guys on the show,
yeah,
right? Or one female and the rest.
one,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
two
don't
if you're
lucky,
lucky,
and it's like one
but
Asian and one
yeah,
blonde, or like one African American, one blonde. It's
yeah,
like it's always like
they're
diverse
casting it now,
casting. Yeah.
yeah,
It's like that.
yeah. So I don't think we get that same camaraderie. I don't know. I wish I had that with more female comedians, and yeah, it's hard because
It
we're
is
not.
when I don't even see that many female. It's true. Like now I'm thinking about it, I see a lot of like girlfriends of male comics, some their
Yes,
wives, I'm
yeah,
friends with them.
yeah.
But female comics, it's not just that I don't want to, just yeah, where do you
I
we
know.
don't hang out. That's true.
I mean, it's changing. There's definitely way more female comedians
Oh,
than there
much more, yeah.
were.
Yeah, it's true.
But, yeah, it's not this I do get jealous of my male
Mm.
comedian friends that, like, they all just hang out after the show all the time or.
Yeah, we don't get to do that. Does your
Yeah.
husband get jealous that you at the clubs late with
No.
guys? No? It's chill.
No, he doesn't.
I
Maybe
never have you ever bring him to the shows? I've never
yeah,
seen you do?
now and then. I mean, he came last week because we had a party after, so I was like,
Mm.
"Just come with me,
Mm.
I'll do the show just and then we'll leave and we'll
Mm.
go
Yeah.
straight." But no, I don't know why. I don't like when he's there.
Why?
I don't like when anybody's there. I don't like worrying about like when my friends are like, "Well, come to the show," and I'm like, "Okay, if you want,"
Yeah.
but like then they have to stay for the whole show. Sometimes I
Yeah.
don't want to. Sometimes I have another set. I just want to come in, do my thing,
And
leave.
yeah.
Maybe I want to try something. Maybe they've seen these jokes before. I don't know. Then
Yeah.
I'm thinking about them and worried
Yeah.
about them. Did they get in okay? Are they
Mm,
okay?
yeah.
As opposed to me just being there for work.
Oh,
Like
for
for them,
you.
it's a fun night, which
Nice.
is great. If I'm shooting my special, I
Sure.
want people to come,
Oh,
or if
yeah.
I'm headlining, I want them to
Yeah.
come. But if I'm just working on, I don't
That's it.
know.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's work.
It's work. Yeah, it's more like a
Yeah.
work environment.
It's like if you're an accountant, you don't want to be like, "Hey, come watch me work. Everybody just come.
I
I'm
do
just
the
gonna
number.
I'm gonna crunch number. You just sit there, watch me." Like
Yeah, just watch me. That's
this
all.
is the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your husband is creative?
He was an actor.
No, he wasn't.
I say this in my he's a
Yeah, I know that.
he's a
Yeah.
real estate agent
Agent?
now. But he was an actor when I met him, and I was
Mm.
like, we can't both have dreams.
Ah, I love that joke.
Yeah, but he still does some acting and some print work and stuff on
Mhm.
the side too. Yeah,
Nice. Yeah.
yeah.
So you
So
both.
he's
He's
creative.
American.
Nope, he's Canadian. I
Amen.
imported him. I brought him with me.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I should do the same thing. I should go. Sol told me she's like,
Y-
why don't you go to
Yes.
Russia, get a husband there, and
Yes.
bring him
Bring
here?
him back. Get a mail order husband. Reverse it. Reverse the
I might
roles.
seriously consider doing it because I gave up on Los
Yes.
Angeles. I'm
You know
like,
what? You should start a business for Los Angeles women, mail order husbands from Russia.
oh, there are so many now because they don't want to go to wars. They want to escape.
Exactly.
They're like, that's gonna be cheap
Marriage,
too.
green card.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Fuck Tinder.
that's
This
a
is
good.
your business plan, girl. This is
But
it.
I don't know how. I mean, they're very protective and they providers,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
they're
yeah.
very like demanding and controlling at the same time.
Mm.
So I don't know how many. Maybe like not LA women. I feel like it's more conservative. Like we need to go like to Midwest for those women, as
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
used
yeah,
to
yeah.
this like type of masculine
Right,
mentality.
right.
Yeah,
Or you could do like a Russian male man training on how
training
to be an American husband,
husband.
and then just hook them up with
Hooks up.
all the people in LA that are so sick of the dating scene here.
It's horrible.
Yeah,
It's horrible. It's like you see it, right?
yeah.
Yeah, you're like, oh, it's yeah. I don't even talk about it. It's done. It's yeah.
Too traumatic. Okay.
It's not dramatic. It's just a joke. I get a lot of material out of it.
Yeah, that's
Now,
perfect.
now I'm thinking, I'm like, why? Maybe subconsciously, I don't go on dates with normal guys because I know there's nothing
Yeah,
there
I'm not gonna get a
interesting.
joke out of this. Yeah,
Nothing. They're not
yeah,
gonna do anything like wow,
yeah, yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
So I'm like, I just choose guys that give me a lot of material, and then I
Oh my God.
vent and I talk about it on stage, and it's fun, and people laugh. I'm like, okay, maybe subconsciously I'm attracting
Maybe.
those LA man.
I have a friend that uses Tinder to get people to come to her shows. She tells them all. She's like, "Meet me at the show. Meet me here. Meet me at the Federal Bar. Meet me wherever." And like, she'll have 10 guys show up, and then she's like, did my bringer?" I promoted.
That's a marketing. That's
Yeah,
a marketing strategy. I haven't thought about it, but I don't have energy for online dating. It's like it
yeah,
feels like a work.
yeah.
I don't do it. Like
I've never done it. I mean, I've been in a relationship for 18 years,
18
so
years.
it's
How
like I
how did you
missed
meet
it
him? Like
all.
randomly?
I met him. We were doing a sketch comedy. We met at a gay bar, actually,
Oh,
but we were doing a sketch comedy show there. They had a theater.
theater.
Yeah, it's just fun to say. We met at a gay bar.
That's a gay bar.
Yeah.
Let me double check. Well, I have a bit about my ex being gay, which is he's gay, but he
Oh,
didn't tell me at the beginning of the relationship. He's not even bi. He's like legit gay. He used me as like as a cover up. Yeah,
no. For
which
how long?
for like 6 months maybe,
Wow.
which like right now gave me. But I was stupid. I was naive, and like I could have seen the
The red
red flags
flags.
at the beginning, but I
Yeah.
choose not to because
Yeah.
I was like so in love with him. But then I'm like, oh, now he gave me so much material, like I can
Yeah.
finally talk about it.
Oh, that's great.
But it took me like a few years, like to
Yeah.
recoup and to be able like to process and like to write it. And
That's
like, yeah,
comedy is tragedy plus time.
plus
Yeah.
time. Yeah, it
That's
takes
it.
time.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
can, it cannot be too raw
Yeah.
because I've seen one guy at the haha. He just broke up with a girl and he's tried to do a bit about it and he started crying. I'm like,
Mm.
oh, too
Yes,
soon,
too
too soon.
soon.
Wait a
Too
little bit. Yeah,
soon.
you need to
Yeah.
heal. You need to heal a little bit.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
need some perspective.
yeah.
But you know what? That's the funny thing about comedy is for us, it is therapy. And there are some things that I've gone through in my life that I couldn't talk about in person, but then I could go on stage and talk about. And it's just a way of processing. I mean, I wouldn't do it in front of a paid audience and make them sit through it
Yeah.
necessarily, but my husband and I mean, I'm open about this. It's in my special. We talk about trying to go through IVF and trying to have a kid.
Kid,
And
yeah.
I think it was our first or second round, like we lost it didn't happen.
I'm
And I
sorry.
just found out and I went on stage that I couldn't talk for a week to anybody. I just was like,
Wow.
I just couldn't talk. But I went on stage that night and I talked about it. And everybody was like, "Did that happen today?" And I was like, and they're like, "How are you?" I was like, "I don't know. I can only do it there. I
On
can't."
stage. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you really want to have a kid?
I did.
I did.
I
Yeah.
don't anymore.
You're like,
Now
okay, yeah.
yeah. I just feel like I'm too old now. And also I've always wanted a kid. I say it in my stand up that I've always wanted a child in another
Mm.
5 years. I've
Mhm.
never wanted it
Now.
now, but I was only doing it now because I was like, oh shit, time's running out. If we don't
Yeah.
do it now, it's not going to happen.
Hmm.
So, yeah, we just like tried to force it, but still wasn't, it's never the right time.
But I feel like once you give up on it, it happens. At least like with my
That's
girlfriends,
what
with who I see it happening.
Yeah, mean, I talk about that in my stand-up too, but it hasn't for us, but I would be pissed if it happened now. Like, after all the shit that we went through and then it just fucking happened, I'd be like, "Ah,
Really?
now I
Wow.
don't want it. I'm busy. I have shit.
I have a special coming
I
out.
have
I
a
have
special
another
my
tour.
album's coming out. I'm touring. I don't have time for this shit.
Yeah.
I'm not big enough to have nannies and whatever yet.
Yeah.
Like, I wait till I'm really famous
Famous.
and
Yeah.
then yeah.
No, I want to have a kid. Like, maybe I'm ready to get pregnant next year. If I meet the
Yeah.
right guy, I
Yeah.
know because I have a feeling that I'll be okay. No, I need a nanny. No, I'm not okay without nanny.
Yeah.
Like, I do need a nanny,
Yeah.
you know. And I would get a kid. I would bring a kid to backstage and like
Yeah.
like hang out and all of that.
Hang out with it.
Yeah,
I'd bring it and I'd hang out with it.
I
now
hang
and
out with
then.
that. Yeah,
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 as
but
long as it
it's
laughed at my jokes, it'd be fine.
fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
Eliza. Well, Eliza's big.
I know, but
But
she's got people to help her and
help
do
her.
she was
Yeah.
already famous. That was my plan, was like get married, get famous, or get famous, get married, have 2 kids,
Kids.
then turn 30. That was my plan.
Oh my
And
gosh,
now I'm a
you
little behind on the plan, so
turns. Oh, that was a master plan.
I was
by
like,
s-
"Oh, this is what's happening for sure."
sure. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
I
No.
wanted to be a young parent too because my parents were young, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds great." Like,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm out of the house and they're still young and,
Yeah.
have a whole life. But
Yeah. I'm not. I mean, I'm already 33, so it's not gonna happen. You know, like
that's
then
still
so
young. That's still young consider
for
like
this country, yeah.
yeah.
Where I come from, like people have kids when they're like 20. Like I
Yeah.
remember I was 21. It was right before I moved to this country, and I went
Mhm.
to OBGYN with my
Mhm.
mom, and he does some exams on me, and he's like, he looks at my mom. We were such like, and he tells my mom, "Your daughter needs to get pregnant now." I'm like, "What?"
Was he offering? Is
I'm
that
like,
why?
I'm like, and she's like, "Well, I think she's not thinking about it. She's like moving to another country."
Yeah.
And in Russia, if you don't give birth until 24 in your medical card, they put there is a term in Russia, "старородящий," which in English means given birth late, like late mom,
Wow.
after
After
24.
24.
And it's like a medical term.
Well, here they call it, and I talk about that in my stand-up, they call it a geriatric pregnancy. But that's after 35. They give you a little more time.
35. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, another 11 years.
Yeah.
That's
24? Who is there? Nobody has anything together at 24.
no, it's nothing.
God, I can't even imagine if I had had a baby with who I was with at 24. That would have been a disaster.
Right? You don't even know who the guy would. No, it's like how?
No.
And you change so much. Like me from
Oh my
21 till
God.
now, like it's a different person.
Yeah. No, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah, it's a bad idea. So,
Yeah.
well, if the baby comes, it comes. Would you ever adopt? Consider adopting?
We did consider it, but it was like, I still don't want it now. I still
Yeah.
don't feel like I'm ready.
Yeah.
Like, by the time I'm ready, I'm gonna be dead. So I
That-
don't know.
don't say that.
I,
You can adopt.
I just until I get where I want to be, I'm so career focused right now. Until
Yeah.
I get where I want to be with that, I just can't even conceive of it.
Yeah.
Like, it is. You have to be quite selfish with stand up because
Oh, you have to. It's a requirement.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
full time. People are like, you're only on stage for half an hour, or how is this a full time job? It is full time.
Oh my gosh, you know what I heard recently? One producer told me that comics are lazy because we work only 1 hour a
Oh my
day.
gosh.
And inside, oh my gosh, I was like, do you understand how much it takes to work 1 hour a day?
Yeah. But where do you think that 1 hour comes from? Like,
yeah.
from the hours and hours and hours and hours of trial and error and writing. But now it's not just stand up. Now you've got to be you've got to be a producer and an editor and a lighting and a director and all your clips and social media
Yeah.
and like you need to have 5 sitcoms and you need to do that. Like,
Mhm.
there's so many things that you need.
And you need to
should
book
be
your
doing.
shows, you need to reach out to
Oh my
venues, you need to
God.
make sure everything is
You're a tour manager, you're booking flights,
Yeah.
you're booking hotels, you're renting cars, oh man, you're a travel agent, you're so many things.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when people tell me I'm like, no. This
No.
is honestly stand up. I think it's one of the hardest genre, like in terms of entertainment.
Yeah.
I think because, like you said, you do everything
And you do it all day and then you still have to go to work all night.
all night.
Like,
Mhm.
there's no, and then people are like, it's the weekend. And you're like, okay, that just means I have more work. Like, it doesn't.
No, and it's still you have to work out, you have to eat healthy, right? You need to
Yes.
take care of your body because
Yeah.
this is your vehicle. If
Yeah.
you don't feel good, you don't perform good.
Mhm.
So you have to take care of yourself. Meanwhile, you're doing all those things.
I know. It's a terrible,
Why are we doing it?
why?
Renee?
That's it. I quit. Podcast over. I'm going to be an accountant now.
No.
Fuck this. No, but people ask me about anything entertainment. They're like, I was thinking of doing stand up. Should I do it? And I'm like,
Mm-mm.
no, you
No.
fucking shouldn't. And if you have to ask me if you should do it, you shouldn't do it. You only do it because you can't not do it. It's not like this is a great, here's a excellent career choice or a financial decision for you. You should do
Do it.
stand
And
up. No, you shouldn't. Right? And you only do it because you can't not do it. You want to do it. You do it for free because you will do
you
it
do it
for
for
free
free
for a
for
long time before
many
you start
years.
getting
Yeah.
paid. Yeah. It's an obsession, it's an addiction. It's not healthy. It's a bad lifestyle. You're
Mm-hmm.
up late, you're in bars all the time, you're eating shitty food. It's
Food.
not a good decision.
It's not.
So if anybody's like, "Should I?" I'm like, "No, you really I don't think you should."
And the most important thing, you have to be mentally super healthy,
Yeah.
and you need to have a thick skin because you're gonna hear no so many times,
Yeah.
and people are gonna try to ruin you because some
Mhm.
comics are fucking toxic and
Yeah.
they don't want competition and they're gonna
Yeah.
give you bad advices. But you're gonna find your crew. You're gonna find good
Yes.
people.
Yes.
But while you're finding your good people,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to deal with a lot of BS, and you need to
Mhm.
have a thick skin.
Yeah.
That's
100%. And same with acting, you have to have a thick skin, you get a lot of rejection, but at
mhm,
least that rejection is usually your manager being like, they decided to go in a different direction.
direction.
Like it's something very soft and like do do do.
Yeah. Or
And
they
you're like,
cut this
okay.
part, like they rewrote the
Yeah.
script. They're
And
like
not to
they
say that that's not a hard business. I mean,
mm,
I do that business too,
mhm,
but the immediacy of your rejection on stage is different.
yeah.
It's you feel it immediately if people are not laughing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you get your rejection as like a full frontal slap in
Yeah,
the
and don't
face.
never blame the audience because actually
Yeah.
audience is your best friend because they tell you right away if it's funny or not.
Mhm.
So when
Mhm.
comics get pissed off, I'm like, oh, this is a bad audience. I'm like, yeah, sometimes it's a weird vibe or they're
Yeah.
too drunk. Yeah, the vibe could be different, but still you have a
Yeah.
feeling
Yeah.
if there's something inside of them giggles or not.
Yeah.
You just,
Yeah.
you know.
No, it's an involuntary response and you can't always count on it happening.
Okay, if stand up, I always ask my guests this question like, if
Mhm.
stand up and acting wouldn't be a choice, like it does not exist in the world.
Mhm.
So, what would you do in life?
I'd be lost. Um, if without stand up or acting, what it's so funny. I would I would be screwed because I have zero other employable skills at this point. I've been doing it since I was 12. Um,
Let's say you're 12 again.
okay, let's say I'm 12 again. I think honestly I do have a few side hustle. I mean, I teach stand up, but that I
Mhm.
guess that wouldn't exist
Yeah.
if there wasn't stand up. So that side hustle's gone. The other side hustle is I do copywriting for advertising firms and
So
things
it's
like
like a
that.
writing.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
still be
writing.
writing. I
Still
would still be.
creative with
Oh
writing. Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. No, I could still write. I would write it. Oh, but there's no
Right.
acting. What would I be writing? Damn it.
You can write
Yeah.
books. You can write
I guess I can write books.
stories,
Yeah.
novels.
Yeah.
There's
But yeah, no, but even the ad agency I work for, it's usually for movies, taglines for movies and TV shows. Like I
it's a
write
good
the titles or the
you
tagline for
can
a
write title
movie.
for the book. You can write a title for the book,
Yeah,
right?
there
But
you
where to
go.
go? Yeah,
That's right.
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
but still create. It's interesting, right? So you
Would
would
there are there
still
memes? Can we still have memes? I don't
well,
know. I
why
wouldn't.
not? Maybe just cartoons,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
write something for cartoons.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what else I would do with my life. That'd be interesting. I always wonder if there is some other thing that I'm good at that I have no idea just
Mhm.
because I've never done it. Because I went to a performing arts high school. I
Mhm.
started as an actor at 12, performing arts high school, honor specialist degree in theater, then did a post grad in comedy, writing, and perform. Like it's all I've done my whole life. And what if like I was like, yeah, maybe I'm really good at basketball. I've just never played. I
You
don't
never
know.
tried it.
Like
You never tried.
maybe I would have been an athlete. I probably would have been an
You
athlete.
you seem like very determined and
Yeah.
athletic. I have a
Yeah.
feeling you'll be good at it.
I just never did sports because I went to an art school, but I
Yeah,
think I would have liked team sports. I would have been on
team.
some kind of team.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's what I would have
And if you
done.
look at your career, like from point A to Z,
Yeah,
A is like let's say you're 12,
yeah,
and Z is when we die, we all die, right?
yeah.
So where you are right now, from A to Z.
P.
P.
I don't know.
In the middle, somewhere in the middle, right?
I think that's the
But
16th
what?
letter. Yeah,
I don't even know.
I'm somewhere in the middle. Only because I feel like I was further, and then I had to go back when I came to America, and
Hmm.
now I've worked my way back again, and I feel like I'm in an interesting place now where I'm doing these shows with all of my comedy idols. Like I
Hmm.
am on shows that my little Canadian girl mind is blown every time.
Yeah.
I'm just like, holy crap that I'm sharing a stage with these
People.
people.
Mhm.
And it feels amazing. And people are like, you're killing it. You're on the show with this and this and this and this and all these famous people. But I want to, the difference is I'm happy to be on and I'm happy to get to watch them and everything, but I want to be them. I
Be
don't want to
them.
be good for you for being on a show with them. I want people to be like, oh, wow, they were on a
Show
show with
with
you.
you.
So I still have to make that switch.
I love it.
It hasn't happened yet, but it will.
But it will. You're already
It's
there. I
happening.
think you're closer than 16. Like I feel like you're
Maybe.
more
I
than
don't know.
halfway through. I feel like you
Well,
give
that's
it.
more than halfway,
Yeah,
P.
the more half.
It's a
Yeah,
little it's a little on the other side. But I also
but all it takes it's like one special
yeah.
or one big thing. It's like you said, like it's good
Yeah.
shit happens, bad shit and good shit happens every day in Hollywood.
Exactly. It's playing the lottery. So every day
Every
I'm getting my ticket and every
and
day I scratch and hope.
but being on those shows with big names,
Mhm.
do you get any feedback from them? Like, what is besides watching them and seeing them
Yeah.
performing?
Not often.
I don't-
Um
Do you ask for
and
feedback or no?
unless I become good friends with them,
Mm-hmm.
and then we might talk about stuff after.
Yeah.
I feel like I mean, I think it's just because I teach as well.
Yeah.
I help other people a lot. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
watch and I'm like, if you did that or if you do you want a tag? Do you want something? Because some people
Yeah.
are like, "Who the fuck are you? Don't tell
Yes,
me
yes,
what
they
to
don't want
do."
it. Yeah.
But other people are very open to stuff and,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I'll throw them stuff.
That's cool. And I appreciate when people do that. I know some people
And
have
it's
egos, they don't
yeah.
take it well,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
great.
No, I love it. Why not? I have some other comedy minds. It's such an insular thing. We're like writing by ourselves all the time in our own
Mm-hmm.
head. Yeah, I
And
love
sometimes it's
getting
so much easier from outside because you see it from the, like you said, like
100%.
outside of the box, right? There's another
100%.
tag out there. Yeah.
No, I can look at somebody people come to me for coaching all the time, and I can just Rain Man somebody else's set so easy. I'm like, "No, this needs to go here. If you ended on that word, we did da, 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 da."
Yeah.
And it's so much easier, but I can't do it to myself.
Interesting, right?
Yeah, it's that outside perspective. I wish somebody did to me what I do to my students. That would be great.
Oh, is there any teachers you like? Who
I
teach?
don't know.
I
I
don't even.
haven't found one that I mean, I'm sure there's great ones
Yeah.
out there.
They don't really advertise them. Like that's how I feel like
Yeah,
stand-up coaches or
I know.
writers.
Yeah. No, I don't know if I need a teacher. I just need another
A
comedy
comedy
writer to
writer,
write
yeah, not a teacher, like a writer, yeah.
with. Yeah.
Do you feel like big comics they write their own sets or they have somebody helping them?
Depends on what level they're at. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, a lot of them do. A lot of them
Mm-hmm.
write their own, but I for sure see people come in with their team of 10 and they're all there with their notepads and they're all like
The
making their
first time I
notes and
saw
da
it,
da da
I was
da.
kind of disappointed. You know, like
Yeah.
it's my
But
when I
how
just moved
else are you putting out an hour special every
every
year?
year. Yeah.
It's
Now
impossible.
I understand it, but the first time
Yeah.
I saw it, I'm like, I don't like
I
it.
know.
I'm like, I thought it's real. I thought you came out with it.
But they must have come up with their own stuff to get there,
Yes,
And now I think the pressure of, like, having to produce all the time.
every year is specials. And also I feel like those guys that work with them, they know them so well.
Yeah, they
Like they
know their
know what's going on in
voice.
their lives. They know like what their style is, how they're thinking. Yeah.
I
So
can't wait for that. That was
yeah.
I don't know if I should well, I guess it doesn't matter. That was Jay Leno's advice to me. He's
Mm.
like, "Just hire writers. No shame in it. Everybody does it. Just hire writers. Have them write your thing for you, and you look good and you can deliver it. Just have somebody write it for you." And I was like, "No."
It's
I
me.
want to I'm the writer. I'm the one that people hire to write for them. I don't want to hire somebody to write for me now.
One time I listened to advice of big manager in LA and he's like, okay, I can give you a writer to help because I was preparing for the festival.
Uh-huh.
He's like, just give him like your 10-minute set and he's
Mhm.
gonna edit, punch it up, and he might add new stuff. So I paid that guy who is like a big writer in LA.
Mhm.
And once I received this paper, I got so mad. I was
You
like,
didn't like
but
it?
this is not my voice.
Yeah.
I would never say this. This is so cliche.
Oh
This is I'm
god.
like this. I got so mad, and I'm like
Yeah.
that day. I told me even if I would write with group of
Yeah.
comics,
Yeah.
like friends, people who know me. They know how I think. They know my little things,
Yeah.
and we help each other, right?
Yeah.
So it's like a writer's session. For me,
Mhm.
this is safe, you know.
Mhm.
But when I received, I got so mad at it, and I felt bad. I'm like, after that, I'm like, okay, no, he did his job, he did well. It's just not me, you know.
Yeah.
And I used one joke out of it, and it's like
Oh
very cliche
no.
green card joke, you know,
Yeah.
which now feels like I outgrew it.
Yeah.
But at that point, I'm like, I'll do it for a little bit, you
Yeah,
know,
it has to be in your own voice.
your own voice, yeah.
Otherwise it doesn't sound authentic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like writers group help, right? When you write with somebody,
Yes.
it's
Yeah,
help.
it does. Help bounce
Yeah.
ideas off of people.
Okay, if we have a magic wand right now,
Yeah.
what would be your dream in your career that we can make happen?
I want to be a lead on a sitcom. That's why I moved to LA as opposed to New York. I want to be on sitcoms and I want to tour soft seat theaters on the hiatus and then maybe do a Judd Apatow film in between.
Oh my
And
gosh, I love it.
that's it.
That's
I
it.
just want to be like Elaine on Seinfeld, like just like the only female character in the most successful sitcom ever. Just something simple,
Something simple. It's enough.
just
I don't ask for too much, but this
yeah.
is great. I love it.
Yeah.
Would you still do comedy, like
Yeah.
specials and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would still tour soft seat theaters or
Yeah.
whatever I say soft seat. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, but
But
the
clubs and
big
stuff on the
clubs, big
yeah,
theaters.
yeah.
But are you one of those comics that can be on the road all the time, or you need your time off to recharge?
I need to
Yeah,
recharge.
me too.
Yeah.
Mm,
I mean, I like being out every night doing it, but
mm,
I crash. Yeah.
yeah.
I like push myself so hard and then I
Hmm.
get sick and then I crash and then I'm forced to
Yeah.
relax. But I like being on the road though. I like traveling.
Yeah, me too. But I like my bed too. Like I feel like
Oh
I
God,
can
I love
be.
my bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It
know.
has to be balanced.
Yes.
But I notice female comics, the big names even, they don't travel as much as male comics.
Hmm.
And I don't know if it's the industry or their choice.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
that's interesting. I mean,
like
some of them have kids and
kids,
families and
families,
things like
yeah.
that now,
They
so
would
it's
tour like
harder.
3, 4 months a year, but then they home. Yeah.
Yeah,
Versus male comics on the road every week.
right.
Yeah.
I don't know, or if they're like working on stuff and then they're ready to
And to
take it
take it.
out, or
Yeah, it's different. I feel like it's different.
yeah,
Oh my gosh, I can totally see you in a sitcom. Now I'm looking at you. I'm like, this is like
yes.
Jude Apatow movie and bunch of sitcom. Am I
Mm-hmm.
right, Saul?
I think so.
I think
He
so.
thinks so. He
So
wasn't sure. He was
I was sure.
hesitant there,
No, no,
but all right.
no. You're very yeah. I think
Yeah. No, I mean, that's what I'm classically trained to do. I mean, that's what I've done my whole life is the
yeah,
acting. But I love stand up too.
yeah,
And yeah, I don't know. I think it lends itself to sitcom.
yeah.
Mhm.
You'll get it.
Yeah.
And especially because I feel like stand up helps with the sitcom because I've seen comics transition into sitcoms.
Mhm. Oh
Versus
yeah.
like it could happen vice versa, but
It does happen and we've seen it and we know
yeah,
people and we
yeah.
won't call anybody out, but yeah, it's different. It's an actor doing stand up. It's an
Mm,
acting like a stand up.
which is
It's different.
it's different. You can feel it.
Yeah.
You can feel it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that authenticity thing.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's a different animal. It is. It's a weird life we live.
Very weird. Well, I also have a question as a girl. Also, like I know a few male comics, they receive like a ton of nudes after the sets. Like girls just DMs them nudes and stuff like that, and not just hit on them, they will throw themselves at guys. Like I've seen shit happen. I'm like, girl, just have some pride in you.
Wow. Yeah.
They're wild. And
Yeah.
pretty girls too. I'm like, you
Yeah.
don't need to do this shit, girl. Just
Wow.
chill. Do men do it to you? Like, do you receive any nudes? Dick pics? Ta-da! Hold on, where's my hammer?
Yeah, I don't get dick pics actually as many as I don't get a lot of dick pics. I get some DMs for
DMs.
sure.
You do,
But
right?
I don't think that's the thing. I don't put that out there in my stand up. I talk about being married,
Married.
trying
You
to have
talk about being
kids. Like
married. Yeah.
I'm not being like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think I elicit that same reaction
Hmm.
necessarily from
Yeah.
men. I do get some interesting DMs at
Yeah.
times, but yeah, damn it, I need more dick
Dick
pics
pics.
for all the men out there.
Men out there, put your shit together. Send
Yeah,
some
get
DMs
your
to
shit
Renee.
together. Like, don't be sexist, giving all the women doing it to men. I want some dick pics.
Yeah, because it's not like fair. Like, why guys?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just I want them; it's just not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair. I don't really want them,
Yeah.
but yeah, I would like to say I have them.
Like, yeah, it's just
Yeah,
yeah.
I want some dick
But,
pics. Yeah, but I don't think that's
yeah, but you
my
talk on
hit.
stage as being married. I can see that different. But
Yeah,
I talk about being single, and I still don't receive as many dick pics as you would think I
really.
would.
Yeah, I thought you would get a lot of dick pics.
Weird DMs sometimes.
Weird DMs.
And anytime the guy asks me out, he asks me out to watch a comedy show. I'm like, just, I'm like,
What? Yeah.
what?
Okay, great. Let's watch a comedy show. I'm playing here
Here,
at the Improv on
yeah.
Thursday,
So come and
and
watch me.
tickets are $25.
Yeah, come and
So
watch me on stage.
yeah,
But it's just weird. Yeah,
yeah.
men are in. Maybe like also guys expect me to be like funny in life, entertain them all the time. I'm
Right.
like, dude, I just want to chill.
I know.
Like I write, but I don't entertain my family. Like
But do you find that men get intimidated by you when they find out you're a
oh
stand-up?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's very Like it's
Yeah.
come on, we control the energy of the room. We control like hundreds of people,
Mm-hmm.
and it's super powerful and it feels really good, but
Yeah.
it's a very masculine part of us, right? It's a masculine feature to control people, their emotions.
And I think there's a few things when I was single or even now, it doesn't matter if like when I was younger and cute, when
You're
I would
gorgeous.
walk
Stop it.
when I would walk into a comedy club, I would get hit on or whatever,
Mhm.
and then I'd be like, "Excuse me." And then I'd go on stage and they'd be like, "Oh shit, she's the comedian." And then they would get very intimidated.
Mhm.
And then after I'd come off stage and they were like, "Don't want to talk to you anymore."
Yeah.
Because I think A, it's intimidating. B, I think that's a tactic men use to attract women is their
Mhm.
sense of humor. I'm gonna be funny and she's
Yeah.
gonna love me. And
Mhm.
then they're like, wait a minute, she's funny too. I'm fucked, you know?
Yeah.
So it changes the dynamic.
Dynamic.
And yeah, it is, yeah, I don't know if that's masculine necessarily, but it is
It's very
powerful.
powerful. Yeah.
It's powerful to be
Yeah.
like, hey, room full of 350 people, everybody stop talking, look at me, and listen to what I have to say for an hour. You know, it's
Yes.
intimidating.
And I'm
And
gonna drive you through different emotions.
yeah,
You're gonna be sad. You're gonna
yep,
cry. You're gonna laugh again. You're gonna,
mm-hmm,
and you're
yep.
gonna experience it all. And
Sometimes
because,
I'm gonna look pretty, sometimes I'm gonna look fucking weird and ugly. I'm gonna talk about my cooch, like I'm gonna
yeah,
do gross things. I'm gonna do, you know,
and I feel
so
comfortable doing it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it does take away some of their tools in their tool bag that they're like, oh, I got this card and I got this card. And then they're like, I don't have that card anymore.
It
So
takes very confident man to
yeah,
be with a female comedian.
yeah,
Big, dick energy.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
It has very confident man for sure.
for sure.
So your husband is, I don't want to say has a big dick, but
So my
he's
husband
a,
has a
yeah,
big dick.
yeah. He's confident. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's
It's
not intimidated. And he's really good about letting me talk about him on stage, which I appreciate.
That's good.
He never gets upset or I'm like, babe, I'm gonna tell him. He's like, oh, he doesn't care.
Oh
He's
my
like, yeah.
gosh, that's so good.
I say horrible things on
Okay,
stage.
I'm going either to Canada or to Russia to
There
find
you
a
go. There we go.
husband.
Yeah. We could start this business. I'll
Well,
start importing the
Canada,
Canadians.
I'm
You start
Russian.
importing the Russian.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
let's do it. What is
Yes.
it?
Import a man.
How
There
do
we
we call the
go.
website?
Um, uh,
Right.
Dial a dick. I don't know. We could just like we could
Import the dick.
import a dick. Yeah.
Yeah. A good
Yeah.
dick. Good
A
quality
good
dick.
dick, foreign dick. I
Foreign
don't
dick.
know. We could just. Oh man, this is $1 million
Oh,
idea right
we
here.
should do it. Make
Yep.
money on the side.
There we go.
Oh my gosh, we get so much material out of it too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, fuck Tinder, man. We got our own dating site right here.
Much better. Better quality man.
Yep.
The real man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you have not special. You have a special coming out.
I do have a special coming out. I don't know when or where yet, but my album is
Album's
coming
coming
out. Pre-sales start on June 14th. It's a Wednesday because it's called the Comic Sutra. And I thought it'd be
Ooh.
funny if it came out on Hump Day on
Oh
a
my
Wednesday.
God.
So pre-sales start on iTunes on June 14th, and then it's officially released on the 28th. But if people want to buy it as a pre-sale, really helps out a comedian. When a lot of people don't know, like when albums stream, when they're on streaming services and things like that, you get 0.003 cents per stream. Like you make to make $1 takes like 10,000 like you can make absolutely nothing on it.
It's so painful.
It's for any artist, a
yeah,
musician, anything. It's
yeah.
the business has changed, um but yeah, if anybody wants to support a comedian and buy it on iTunes,
Please go
anytime
ahead.
between the 14th and the 28th,
Mhm.
the Comic Sutra with a K,
Oh my
it will
God,
be
that's
available,
amazing.
and then you own it and you can share it with your friends and whatever you
No,
want.
no, no. Don't share with your friends. Make your friends buy it too. Come on,
Yeah,
Renee.
that's
No,
right.
no, no. You're horrible at marketing and
I am
sales.
so bad.
Don't
I'm
share
so
with your
bad.
friend. Make your friends to buy
Yeah,
it.
that's
Everybody buy. Everybody help comics, struggling comedians who,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
People, yeah, we invest a lot in us. So this is a little bit return of investment.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And it is the album of my special, so you will get to hear it before anybody else, before the special comes out.
Ooh. And the penguin joke. Is
And
it there? Is it penguin?
no, that's new.
Damn
That's
it.
brand new. Like I literally just posted that. It's
Yeah.
one of my newest bits.
I love it.
Thank you. But I'm very excited about it.
Yes.
That's going to be on the next special.
Next special. Well,
Mhm.
it's been a fun having you
Yes,
here.
thank you so much. This
Would
was
love to do it again. You're great.
delightful.
Yeah. Thank you,
Yeah.
Renee.
Okay, good to see you.
See you in a sitcom soon, hopefully.
Yes,
Yes.
that's right.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
guys. Which camera? So you always point out one of those. Okay. Thank you, guys. It's great.
That one.
Bye.
There you go.
Yeah, I
All
got
right.
it now. It was fun.